Hi, Tired Lord London here, and we're gonna see about recording a little landing tutorial. I'm actually a bit apprehensive about this because this is a fairly difficult one. We are flying the Piper, and we are flying into Aspen County in Colorado. So we are in the Rockies, but I will explain a couple of concepts to you. So the first step is to contact this by entering the frequency. Hit 9 to see the frequency. You've done this on category 1. Nothing new there. Okay, so one of the first things that I want to talk about is controlling your speed. So you want to slow down and get your speed under control. At this point, you should be aware of your properties with Control Enter. So, so yeah, we need to put our flaps down to 3 to land. So, we're going to wait for it to slow down a bit. The second thing I want to talk about is positioning. We're not coming in optimally right now. I should have come in from the other direction because our current info, comma, shows us the safe altitude, and the shift enter shows us the information for the airport we're at. But I'm going to assume that we are not in a hurry. If you want to skip to a particular section, I will timestamp the video. Okay, so if we hit spacebar again, I will actually bring up a word pad here because I have terrible memory. RW15, okay, for runway 15. Now, if we go to Control F8 and find our airport. So normally these airports currently are pretty much on top of each other. We are actually closer to Eagle County, so we would bring up its info. But if you are within the vicinity of an airport, you can actually hit Shift Enter just as is to bring up the one you're currently in the control of. So there's a few things. We will start talking about positioning here in a moment. But first I want to talk a bit about circles and descent paths. So the same. So let us. Okay. Wait. Okay, that's better. So if we tab from the general info here, we get to safe altitudes and descent paths.
Same altitude, safe circle 2.5 km.
So what safe altitude, same circle means is that in this case, 2.5 kilometers at any direction away from the airport, you can descend to the same altitude as the airport. Now obviously you don't want to descend to the ground because then you'll be crashing. But what I typically like to do is to take
speed low.
Dashboard window 128. Set flag positions 3 dashboard window 126.
Speed low.
Let me just fix that here in a sec.
123 flaps at 3. 122 flaps at 3.
Let me choke it off.
121 flaps at 121 flaps at 3. Choke off.
Okay, now that our speed is choked off, we have nothing to worry about as far as that goes.
3806. Not detected.
And we should be good on the altitude.
Combo box type SKO type rare case Aspen/Pitkin County.
Okay, now Shift Enter brought us up to Aspen County.
Combo box descent map.
We hit Tab for descent map.
Height above sea level 2587 m.
So we are at 20. So the airport is situated 25.
Height above sea level 2587 m.
2587 meters. So what I typically do is take the airport elevation and add 20 and subtract 1, so minus 19 to get the same altitude safe circle, and then I write it down. So let us tab over to 2.5, so 2587, 26.6, which we will set our altitude to at a range of 2.5. Let us take a look at other factors here. This is brutal. This is completely and utterly brutal. So we are actually flying in unsafe terrain right now, but there isn't a mountain near us. We will be repositioning ourselves here momentarily.
20 km, 30 km, 50 km, safe altitude 40, 33 m is 1446 m above. 100 km, safe altitude 4127 m is 1540 m above ground. 50 k, 30 k, 20 k, 50, 10 km, safe altitude
anywho, we have been assigned runway 15, and I feel like it is worth to take a look at the descent paths. For flatter airports, it might not be worth it, but I do not want to have to nosedive. So let us see how horrible of a descent path runway 15 is.
15, 20, 30, 50, 100, runway 15, 6.8 km descent to 2715 m, which is 120 m above ground.
Wow.
Runway 6.8 km.
That is fantastic news, actually. Let us hop over to the other one.
2250, runway 2.8 km descent to 3220 m, which is 641 m above ground.
And you can see that is way worse.
Runway 2.8.
Because the descent is so much steeper. You pretty much have to plunge your nose down within the safe circle. Now, luckily, the safe circle is pretty big, so it would probably be fairly feasible. All right. Now, with that being said,
runway 58 km, 22, 6.8, runway 15.
Now let's talk about position. Well, let's actually talk a little bit about safe circles.
30 km, safe altitude 4007 m, which is 1420 m above ground.
You never.
Set altitude, let it land. 4010, dashboard window.
You never want to be below the. Well, you never want to be. You never should be below the safe circle unless you are locked into the path of the runway and that runway path is safe. Also, I have been fighting with some users on the forum or on the mailing list with this. Never, ever, except for where you are in the safe altitude, same altitude safe circle. Check your distance to the ground and use that as a metric, because the ground is not constant. You know what is constant?
3966/4010 auto.
Z, or whatever key you use to check altitude, because it measures from an immovable point, which is mean sea level. Okay. Now, you can feel out the ground and stuff, but it is not safe. So if you crash, then don't come crying about it. Just stick to safe circles and potentially the path.
72 left at 132.
Okay. Now,
21 km Aspen/Pitkin.
let us talk about safe paths. Or let us talk about positioning. So there's actually a phenomenal tool.
Combo box pilot London 1 SKOT type Raro 1 case Aspen/Pitkin County.
Okay, just making sure that we're on the right airport. If we tab twice from this box here,
Combo box waypoints collapsed.
you see waypoints.
15 8 19 km 76 left. 15 8 km.
We can start tracking this, and this will try to line us up with the runway. So we will do so in a second, and then we can just turn, and it's all peachy. However, you might have to line up a bit manually, so I will teach you how to do this right now. If we hit N for a target,
78 left at 126.
you see it's at 126. Now let's think about this logically. It has to be at 1.5. This means that we are flying more south of it than we are. So it will only continue to head, well, the airport's not heading anywhere, but in relation to us, it will only be more north. But if so as we are getting closer, and the further off to our left it is, the further left it will drift still. So if we see here,
82 left at 122.
82 left.
82 left at 122. 82 left at 122. 82 left at 122. 83 left at 121.
Yeah, you see it moves course, both in the direction we have to face when we're coming in and in relation to us. Now, you don't have to think about this in a complicated way. The essential method is that if you want the courses or the degrees to go up, you face to the left of it. If you want them to go down, you face right of it. Now keep in mind 360 and 0 is obviously the same degrees, so sometimes if you want them to go like 350, then going to the right of them might help. The more off you are, the faster it'll go. Actually, managing to stay at a 90 degrees will pretty much circle it, which is a way you can use if you want to be super patient. I will say one thing. Patience is a virtue. You don't need to stress. Also, the closer you get to the airport, the faster all of the navigation will be. This is why I recommend coming in nice and slow and setting yourself up for the perfect course nice and early. However, we will now start to track 15D, which is the waypoint that is furthest out in that direction. That gives us nice time to come in and be nice and slow, and we're moving at a relatively slow pace, so we should... Hold on, let me just navigate there.
15 destination set. Dashboard with 143 left at 61. Set course at blank. 61. Dashboard window. 239 left at 61. 190. 180. 116 left at 60. 170. 107 left at 60. 160. 150.
It is something that you will get used to.
130.
But the further out something is,
110.
the easier it'll be
100.
to line yourself up with.
90.
I want to take
1280.
a look at...
Combo box Hollywood London. 1 combo box 70. Combo box waypoints to left. 15 at 15 15 15. 33 at dashboard 5 left at 56. Set course at 60. Then at 56.
Okay.
Combo box Hollywood London. Combo box to combo 15 15 D 30 30 30 30 30 15 15 Z 13 km.
Sorry.
5 same 2 K 5 10 K 50 20 30 K 50 K 100 runway 6.8 km descent to 27 15 which is 120 m run 6.8 km descent to 27 15 which is 100.
So when it says descent to 27 15,
6.8 km descent to 27 15.
I always add, depending on how fast I'm going, because auto altitude and also if you're manually steering, there will always be some momentum. So I always add a couple of degrees or a couple of meters to enter. So in this case, it would be 2718 or so that I would enter.
6.8 km descent to 27 15 which is 100.
2715. So
6.8 km stop land.
6.8 2718.
6.7 land. Dashboard with 22 km descent to 3017 which is 430 m above 622 km descent to 3017 which is 430 m 622 km descent to 3017 which is km descent to 3017.
3017.
37 3017 m which
3017.
stop land.
30 20.
0 characters. 22 30 20. 6.7 27 18. 2.6 22 30 20. Dash 6.8 km descent to 27 15 which is 1.
Oh, 27.
Land 22 36.7 27 18. Dot 7. 27 18. Dash runway 6.8 km descent to 27 15. 22 km descent to 30 17 which is 400. 6 22 k. 22 30 20. 6.7 dash 6 22 km descent to 30 17 which is 400 km descent to 30 17.
Okay, just making
6.8
sure.
km descent to 27 15 which is 120 dash 1 right at 57. Set course edit. 57 dash 9.0 km 15 4 minutes.
Now, if we look at the airport here,
Colorado Westman /Pitkin County case 17 km 61 right 8 minutes collapsed.
you can see it's drifting off to our right here.
Dashboard window 20 km safe altitude 3794 which is 12.
37,
20 km safe altitude 3794 which is
3794. Let's go to 3800. I'm not using the altitude, safe altitudes right now because we are not locked in on 70 degrees.
3945/3800 auto. Edit 56. Edit 7.4 km 15 3 minutes.
As you can tell, we are being very patient. There's nothing wrong about circling or doing a go around if you feel like you've missed something. Plenty of times I hovered above an airport, and mostly due to bugs, honestly, I've realized that, oh, I cannot land here, so I'll just accelerate and take altitude. Also, thing I gotta say, for these altitudes, so I told you that the circle extends to, well, in this case, 20 kilometers in any direction. If you're flying with the airport 90 degrees or less to either side of your nose, then you are approaching it. And you will be in this circle. You can guarantee it. This is why, even though we're actually not flying to the airport, we can see that, although we might have to,
35 km over 38 99 17 minutes.
No, I think we're fine.
Edit 57. 4.4 km.
We'll be monitoring and seeing if we are drifting away from this waypoint. We shouldn't be, because we're currently at 56.
56.
And the runway we're aiming for is at 150. So we should be alright. We are actually super far out.
Edit 56. 3.4 km 15 1 minutes.
I have not flown this small of an airplane in quite a while. So, I'm normally very cautious, but I think this is taking it a bit too far. As long as we get locked onto 150 degrees, we will be all peachy.
1 right at 57. Set course. 57. 2.5 km 15 1 minutes. Combo box Colorado Westman /Pitkin County case 15 km 84 right 7 minutes collapsed.
You know what?
Destination set dash 84 right 141. Set course edit.
130.
160. 15 km Aspen 70. 15 km safe altitude 3794 M with 80. 56 right at 140 90. 49 right at 142. 100.
Sometimes I would steer this thing manually instead of setting auto course and altitude if we have to make
13 right at 143.
faster judgments, but we're not in that big of a hurry.
13 right at 143. 13 right at 143. 13 right at 143.
Actually, we will be doing it right now.
17 right at 143. 22 right at 143.
As you can see, we're making the angle between us and the target bigger,
right 144. 14 km.
So it drifts.
15 km safe altitude 3794 M which is 1207 M above ground. 23 right at 144. 23 right at 144. 23 right at 144. 15 km safe altitude 3794 M which is 1207 M above ground. 15 km safe altitude 3794 M which is 24 right at 145. 24 right at 145. 13 km Aspen /Pitkin County 6 minutes. 24 right at 145. 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 25 right at 146. 130. 14 right at 100. 10 right at 140.
Oh God.
13 right at 1. 15 right at 146.
This airplane turns so fast.
13 km master slash.
I could literally be in a, like, trying to turn 360 in my airplane for minutes.
15 right at 146. 15 right at 146. 12 km master. 15 right at 146. 130. 20 right at 147.
Come on.
15 km safe altitude 3794 and 15 km safe 20 right at 147. 12 km Aspen slash Piston County 6 minutes. 15 km safe altitude 3794 and 1207 m above ground. 15 km safe altitude 3794 and 1207. 15 km safe altitude 3794. 15 km safe altitude 20 right at 147. 21 right at 100. 15 km safe altitude 3794 and 1207 m above ground.
I mean, we're
12 km Aspen slash Piston County 5 minutes.
6 minutes out.
15 km safe altitude 3794 and 1207 m above ground.
You know what I said,
21
right?
right at 148.
Patience, it's a
21
virtue.
right at 148. 21 right at 148. 21 right at 119 right at 149. 10 right at 100. 8 right at 149. 8 right at 149. 8 right at 149. 8 right at 149. 11 km 8 right at 149. 8 right at 149.
Come on.
8 right at 149. 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 15 km safe altitude 8 right at 149. 15 km 11 km Aspen slash 8 right at 149. 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 8 right at 149.
Come on.
8 right at 149. 8 right at 149. 8 right at 140. 10 km Aspen slash 15 km safe 8 right at 149. 10 km safe altitude 3794 and 1209 right at 150. Set course. 150. Dashboard window. Pause. Document. Word. Document 22 30 20. 2. 30 carriage return 30 20.
30,
30 20. 3 0.
30, 20.
Pause. Resume. 150. Dead edit 100. Set altitude. Set altitude. 30 20. Dashboard window. Dead edit 150. And 60 above ground slash 30 20 auto. Dead edit 150. Dead edit 150. Dead edit 150. 37 35 slash 30 20
We're
auto.
descending very slowly, but that's fine, because,
9.0 km Aspen slash Piston County 4 minutes. Dead edit 150.
well, actually, we might have to make a quicker descent here.
8.8 km Aspen slash Piston County 4 minutes. 36
Uh,
88 slash 30 20. 36 86 slash.
no, we're fine,
Dead edit 150.
I think.
8.4 km Aspen slash Piston County 4 minutes. Dead edit 150. 36 36 slash 30 20 auto. Dead edit 150. 3607 slash 30 20 auto. 3596 slash 30 20 auto. Minus 0. 3584. 3579. 3572. 3560. 3551. 3541. 3534. Dead edit 150. 7.3513. 3506. Minus 20. 3492. 3487. 7.4 dead edit 13464. 3456.
There, I just expedited the process by manually diving.
3412. 3402. 3393. 3374. 3362. 3355. Dead edit 7.0 3339. 3332. 3320. 3308. 3296. Document blank 26.7 2718. 6. Dot 7 2718.
2718, we can actually dive.
0. 3273. 3266. Dead edit 150. 6.6 km 3244.
2718.
3205. Dead edit 150. 3150. 10 km safe altitude 3794 m.
Now we're far below our safe altitude, you can see.
Dead edit 100. 6.1 km Aspen slash Piston County 3 minutes. 3054.
But
5.9 km 3018. 0. 3010. 1 left at 149. 0. Minus 0. Set course. 148. Dashboard window. 1 right at 149. 1 right at 149. 1 right at 5.5 k. 1 right at 149. 2 right at 150. 2 right at 150. Set course. 100 150. Dead edit 5.2 km Aspen slash Piston County. Dead edit 150. Dead edit 100. 5.1 km Aspen slash Piston County. 5.1 km Aspen. 5.1 km Aspen. Dead edit 100. 5.0 km Aspen.
hit Control S. There it is. Okay, we're locked in.
Pause. 26.7 2718.
2718.
Resume. Set altitude. Set altitude. 2718. Dashboard window. Dead edit 150.
Okay.
Document Word 2.5 2606.
And
2. Dot 5 26 carriage return 2606.
2606. When we come to 2.5, we go to 2606.
Space 5 26 carriage return 2606. Dashboard wind dead edit 150.
You will have to look at the values of
2869 slash 4.0 km Aspen.
both the runway you're coming in from and the circles, and figure out Okay, when do I need to focus on descending, and when do I need to focus on, like control the steering my thing? Some aircraft descent paths are very, like, have lots of info on them. You can mostly take out a lot of them and descend in bigger steps. Like, for example, it might say
2.7 km slash pit count. Dot 2.5 2606. Dashboard width. Set altitude. Set altitude. Let it land.
26.
26. 2.5 km slash pit count 1 minutes. 2707 slash 118 above ground slash 26 2702 slash 2606 auto. 2.3 km slash pit count 106 above ground slash 2606 auto. 2587.
There we go. You see, 2507. We're in the safe circle.
2.0 km slash 79 above ground slash 2606 auto. 60 above ground slash 2606 auto.
So sometimes you can, instead of going 2.1 kilometers, descend to 150, 7.5 kilometers, descend to 140. Instead, you might opt to, at 15 kilometers, descend to 200. At 5 kilometers, descend to 100.
18 above ground. 1.0 km
That might be more optimal for you. So, just like it's going to happen the exact same way we did for descending on the tarmac, we're just going to hold Alt and then press End once we hover above the runway, and we'll start pressing down on our brakes, which is now the the dash key.
Echo.
Here it comes.
Runway
Throttle preset 0.
33.
150.
Landing successful.
104 flaps at 3. 96 flaps at 3. 90 flaps at 3.
Okay.
61 flaps at 57 flaps at 54 flaps at 3. 49 flaps at 3.
I'm gonna
150.0 wheels. 32 set flap 0 dashboard window. 27 flaps 26 flaps 26 20 21 16
let me drift here. So,
Flaps set.
people also have been asking, how do you
14 11 11 show call 10.
we'll speed up here in a second. How do you navigate back to the hangar? Well, first step is
Combo box enter asking for runway as takeoff as dashboard window. Combo box as slash county ground control 118.9.
to go back to ground control. So 9 for that, and then enter the corresponding frequency. Now we can.
Runway asking for run. Prepare land. Dashboard window. Combo box as slash county ground control 118.9. Dashboard window. Set frequency. 118.9. Dashboard combo box repair. I need repairs. Runway. Combo box as slash county approach control 1.
Wait, what's going on here? Oh, does it not give you? Sorry. Okay, that's a category 2 thing. But either way, let's figure out how to get the ding. So shift enter will absolutely guarantee that we are in the correct airport, right? Unless there's a bug, but we are literally in the airport. So, and yep, that is the case indeed. We hit the end key to go to the bottom.
Safety zone 200. Total area 20 10 20 to 30. Number of stands 4. Number of gates 4. Main area southeast.
So the main area is southeast. So when we get to the southernmost taxiway, we have to drive east. Now I think there's a certain logic to it. Maybe Alpha, Bravo, something. The truth of the matter is, I literally don't know.
Dashboard window 150.0 wheels.
Let me just.
150.
I'd quickly turn left and right to deactivate the ILS. Now let's talk about. So we are coming in at runway. Let's see here.
Number of gates, main areas, hangar right, service, and trans 15, Alpha Romeo, and trans 33, Alpha dash 200, 1420. Runway 3315, 2440 M, and trans 33, Alpha dash 200, 1420.
So we're coming in here. We can actually check. We're coming in at the opposite way. Well, we came out in at 115, but we're going to the entrance, which is the entrance for 33, which so happens to be on Alpha. Alpha is the southernmost strip in this case. I believe runways that are named Bravo also is. Either way, you can pretty much tell with the
1665 runway 1533.
1665 means we're pretty much very far north, and we are traveling southeast right now. So once we get onto Alpha, all we have to do is
Throttle preset 4.
move
14.
is to turn due
27.
east,
Choke off 32. 501609 M.
and then go to the parking. Sometimes you might have to, swing around, but always, let's say that we were coming in on
Service and Trans 50. And Trans 33 Alpha.
33. Let's say that we came in on 33, which thank God we didn't, because that would have been one hell of an emergency dive, and I don't know if my heart could take it. But either way,
And Trans 15 Alpha Romeo.
we would be coming in at we would be going to entrance 15,
And Trans 15 Alpha Romeo Echo Dash.
which means we would be driving off to Echo, then heading on to Romeo, and then back onto Alpha. And we know that the hangars are southeast, so on Alpha we would be driving east. Also, if we were driving on,
Runway and Trans 33 Alpha Dash.
we can assume
And Trans 50.
that Alpha, since Alpha is a west-east runway, then Romeo must be north-south, which means that Echo must be east-west, right? So if we were to hop onto that, we would have to turn east, right? 290, I think, probably. So you just reverse that, figure out which runway, if it's going east and west, and then just now, like, we're having a super simple time of it.
32.
This aircraft turns so unbelievably fast. I'm flying the Illusion TD, and I also flew the Airbus A300, and navigating the taxiways aren't exactly what I'd call difficult, but let's just say I'd rather not.
26, 24, 24, 23, 23, 22, 21. Choke 20.
But I want to say that I might have not explained things super well. And it's been quite a long and extensive little thing we've been doing here. If you have any questions or need clarifications, I will probably not re-record another tutorial. This is as good as you're gonna get it. At least not for so the thing is, with category 2, there's nothing new you have to learn. All the basic physical concepts are the same about altitude and paths and stuff. You might have to do more manual steering.
137, 128, 118. 100, minus 90 and 94, 88, 10, 80, 90, 93, 89, 0, 85,
Jesus.
86, 86, 90, 97, 1, 98, 1, 99, 100, 10, 100.
Okay, let me just wait for this.
90 minus 0, east.
Okay. Alright. Category 2 is just basically the same, just bigger. You might have to do more manual steering. Because your auto features are going to be slower. You might not have to rely on waypoints so much, even though you'd think that, well, the sub actually works very well with that, but not so much the A300 and
19, 17.
nor the Illusion. Now, why are we not getting the flight completed? I genuinely don't know. See, it's been a while. Anyway, feel free to leave a question or comment, any thoughts you might have. Just leave it, ask me in the comments. and I hope this tutorial found you well, and that you have now figured things out. To the left up where I started out, I will maybe do tutorial for category 3, but honestly the differences between the biggest steps are really figuring out the send paths and getting yourself aligned with the runway. Those are the biggest hurdles that I think you can face as as a player. The other things are just adaptation, like bigger airplanes requires more pre-planned turns and such. God, I run out of the taxiway sometimes, but well, yeah. That being said, if you have any questions regarding either this video or anything else, like don't hesitate to ask, and I will try my best to explain. And
Document Word
with
dialog 29 point option.
that being said,
Stop record.
I hope this has given you some tips and that you're finally able, if you weren't before, to do a home run on that motherfucking runway. Blue side up, friends.